And I was kind of worried about having this idea, and there's a lot of talk out there about identity, or not identity theft, but people taking your ideas and doing stuff with it, and it's fear based and whatnot. But I thought, maybe what I should do is start putting them on Instagram and just start kind of claiming them that way. And I'm a photographer. I like taking pictures. I like taking macros and really, taking, images and blowing them up. And so I started marrying the images with the statements, and I started putting them on Instagram. And I had them, I spent like probably a month shooting pictures, just trying to get some unique images. They're all about contrast, a lot of high contrast images where, not black and white contrast, but you would have, maybe some hard lines and something natural or whatnot. But it was all trying to make a statement and marrying these two together. And so I started doing that. And then the next thought was, well, I need to actually get them printed into something more formalized. So a local printer here, I went and got them printed, and I had these made. And they are, these were the ones that were I made. And this one is, I forgive myself for believing that I know my advancement from my retreats. And they were on Instagram, and I was getting good traction. And I sent these to different people. I sent a set to Gary Renard, who wrote Disappearance of the Universe, because I knew somebody that went and saw him, and he got Gary's address. So I mailed a set to Gary. I gave them to people in my community to show them, and I mailed them out. And I sent a set to Micah as a thank you for her, her prompt to move forward with these. And so we go a couple months later as I'm working on this, and I still haven't found a job, and I'm still not I'm not really looking for work, because this has taken hold of me. And in that time, I remember September and October, specifically September, when I was really being creative, how happy I was and how just much peace I had pursuing these. So the next prompt was, after I had them printed on actually, formal cards like this, she's like, well, I need to start using Facebook. Because my Instagram, I was getting some traction on my Instagram, but it kind of plateaued. And I needed to see if there was something else I could do with them. And if that, maybe Facebook might be an actual viable option to get them in front of people. So on November 9th, of last year, I took my Facebook account, which was really not that, I wasn't using it. I'm not a huge Facebook user. It's the platform never really resonated with me like with so many other people. And I think I had like 260 people that I, over the years that I had grown and whatnot. And so I started posting these on Facebook. And and the thing I forgot to mention is that I was also, at this point, I was starting to write out a description of what the images mean, and what soon to be called Luc's reductions. And I would talk about why the specific, not the image, but whatever the forgiveness statement was. And that took a lot of time. That's why I think I went into November, because it was just writing this stuff up. And so I started putting them on Facebook, and within a month, less than a month, on December 8th, I was maxed out on Facebook. I had 5,000 friends. As a matter of fact, Facebook was actually throttling my engagement. They blocked me from Messenger for a couple days, 2 or 3 times. They stopped me from actually inviting people to join the page. But I was getting, I would wake up to 40 people wanting to join my page. And because I wasn't a Facebook user, I was going to my friends saying, is this normal for Facebook? I don't think it is. And people are going, no. And I know people that have spent, a decade trying to build up their following on Facebook, and still not even pushing 2,000 people. And so I knew I had something there, and I continued writing the reductions, and then I was releasing them pretty much a reduction every day, an image and a reduction every day. And then it was like, okay, so now what? And the next prompt was that